Hey everyone, Sampath here. I have Razvan from BrandMentions here. Can we get a hi from everyone who is online? Hey Vijay, good to see you. Hey Altaf, hey Fraser, Ronaldo, Kim, hi guys. Good to see you all here. Can we get a recording later? Yes, we can. We'll have a recording later on. Hey Mark. We'll have a recording later on, but we'll do the live EMA only during this webinar. Hello. Hey Josh, hey Ricardo, hey Samir. Henrik, yeah, thanks for confirming that sound and audio is fine. This is good to know. This video is awesome. Wow, thank you so much. Okay, without much further ado, hey Andrew. Hey Ankit. Okay, so we have the founder of BrandMentions and the founder of Cognitive Zero as well with us. So Razvan will be giving us a bit of background about why BrandMentions and how much effort they have put into building this product. And then we will get into the demo of BrandMentions, where we'll be setting up a live project of BrandMentions with like certain set of keywords. And then we'll be highlighting the distinct features and the differences with competing products of BrandMentions during this webinar, post which we will have an EMA session where we can have all the questions. So please save all your questions. We will have it towards the end of the webinar. So I'll request Razvan to take over. Razvan, would you please?
Hello everyone. Thanks for having me here. Thanks Sampath for running this this webinar. And I'll start by sharing a few words about myself. So I started Cognitive SEO in 2010. We are in the 8th year with the product. It's an amazing product if you're into SEO and search engine optimization mainly. It's a product for professionals in the industry. 2.5 years ago, the idea for BrandMentions came to me based on some frustrations that I had at that time regarding monitoring my own brand Cognitive SEO and some of my competitors. And we made an MVP in about 3 months. We launched the minimum viable product at a conference in Brighton in the UK at the end of 2016, I think, and 2015, I think. And then for 2 years we kept the product free, but it was a minimum version of what you see now. So it was much lighter, fewer mentions, less options, and all this stuff. And then in December 2017, so a few months back, we launched the commercial version with all the whistles and features and a much larger data set to everyone. Why I created initially BrandMentions? Because all of the products that I tested at the time and that I'm also testing and comparing to with our product now didn't perform as they were saying. So I wasn't getting all of the mentions for Cognitive SEO. I knew that my brand was mentioned online, but I wasn't getting the results via the emails and the applications that I was using. So I tested both free products like Google Alerts and even enterprise products that cost thousands of dollars per month. And the coverage that they had was not sufficient enough for a worldwide tracking to have in place. And that's how we practically created a mashup of various APIs and our own crawler focused on crawling the web. And we say that we have the largest mentions data set, fresh mentions data set from all of the applications that do brand monitoring now. This is the main differentiator of BrandMentions compared to all of the other competitors. So you get everything in one place in a very easy to use and beautiful interface with reports and filtering and emails and notifications and all the stuff that you may want to use. Let me show you some of the main features of BrandMentions, and I will turn off my camera now and start sharing the screen. But I think that somehow I need some rights from you to make myself a presenter. Okay, thank you. So I'm a presenter now. I will turn off the camera and I will share my my screen. 1 second. Okay, so I hope everyone is seeing my screen. It should be the demo. If someone can confirm, or Santa, if you can confirm that everything is okay.
We can see
the chapter. Is the screen showing up okay to everyone?
Yeah, and we can also see that you have like 3 Gmail windows open.
Okay. So I'll use the lifetime deal page that we are currently running, and it's very limited in terms of timing. So basically, what you use a tool like BrandMentions for is to know when people talk about you and your competitors online. So the tool practically works by adding the keywords that define your brand or the keywords that define your competitors, and then we have a database for the last 30 days in the past. And when you create a project, we will go and extract all those mentions for you. We extract them both from the web. This means blogs, forums, newspapers, any site that you may think of, and social media: Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and so on. And we extract the data that will plot in an interface similar to this one in the picture here, for the last 30 days. Since the moment that you started the project, we will continuously crawl the web and populate the project with mentions on a daily basis. This, as I said, works also for you and your competitors. It's very good to let's say, spy on your competitors, because you can learn things about them that you don't even dream of. You can learn about them going to specific conferences, or learn about where they've been, if they've been mentioned by some specific influencers, or if they appeared in a newspaper, or stuff that helps you understand where they are and where you are, and allow you to grow based on that. In terms of how is BrandMentions better than other tools, I already highlighted the data set that I was talking about. So we try to track as much as possible, and we do say that we have the widest BrandMentions database. We include also the social networks, and we do have a lot of spam filters in place. What this means is that you don't get all the junk mentions into the tool. You only get the mentions that are relevant to you. And here we try to avoid spamming you with all kinds of low quality mentions. But we also allow you to mark them as spam, like in an email provider, and I will show you this when we go through the tool in a couple of moments. Let's let's see what's exactly included in the lifetime bill. So you have 15 keywords that you are allowed to track, and 3 projects, 100,000 instant mentions, and 10,000 historical mentions. Each project has 1 year mention history. So when you create it, you already get the previous 30 days. You can run it for another 11 months. You can always delete from the account when you have too many mentions, or if you see irrelevant mentions, for example. The widest web and social media coverage that I was telling you about. We also have automated unlinked mentions tracking. What this means is that practically you add your sites, the site URLs, and we scan each of the mentions that enter into our system if they have a link to your site or not. The usage of unlinked mentions tracking is great for getting, for example, new links, for doing link building and getting new links to your site. When someone mentions your brand but does not link to your brand, you can go to them and say, hello, thank you for mentioning me. Would you mind adding a link to my site there? If you already mentioned my brand, it would make the life of your users much easier because they already can get to the site that you recommend there easier. So this is a simple technique that we use, and a lot of people use, and it works wonders because the people that mention you, you are top of mind for them. So when someone talks about, for example, let's say cognitive SEO, and they mention cognitive SEO, and I outreach to them in the next 24 hours and say, thank you for mentioning cognitive SEO in this review that you've done or in this comparison that you've done. I see that you linked some of my competitors, but you forgot to link my site. Would you mind adding a link? And this actually happened a couple of times, and every time we got the link back. If you wouldn't have been doing the brand monitoring and identifying the unlinked mentions, I wouldn't have been able to win those links and win new customers that were flowing through those links from those reviews. The mention research tool is a unique thing that I have not seen in any other tool. So the mention research tool practically is like a Google for mentions. So you practically go there and you search. You can use Boolean search there, and you can view all of the mentions for any keyword that you type there in near real time. And you can see them for the last 24 hours, for the last week, or for the last 30 days. And you can also select the country for which you want to see those mentions. We cover a lot of countries, I think over 30 countries. And it's a great tool also for quick spying and for ideas for content, for example. So you can do there a quick search for a topic such as, for example, I don't know, on the top of my head now it comes content marketing. So I want to see what has been popular written in the last 30 days about content marketing. I can do the search. It extracts only the French mentions that appeared in the last 30 days, and I will be able to see if anyone wrote anything that is worthwhile noticing about this topic, and I can inspire for that and create my own content that I will post on my site and attract traffic to it. You have unlimited social media accounts that you can connect to the project. So by connecting your social media account, what you actually do is allow us to identify more mentions. So that's the only thing. So when you create a project, you have your keywords that define your brand, and then you connect your Twitter, Facebook, and Google Plus accounts there. You also have unlimited customizable reports, and by unlimited customizable reports here, you have the ability to white label your report. What this means is that practically you upload your own logo and you can create reports where BrandMentions is not mentioned on that report at all. So practically it's like your company created that report internally, where you can include a lot of charts and a lot of data. You get sentiment analysis, and we do sentiment analysis for a lot of languages, things that other tools don't say they do. They want to do it for a language or two. We identify each mention as sentiment positive, negative, or neutral. And you can also, we allow you also to change the sentiment or set the sentiment if you think it's not appropriate. We also give multiple users, and here all of the accounts have two users, so the main user plus one extra user, and the extra user can have specific access to the projects and areas of the tool that you would like. You have advanced Boolean search, exactly like you search in Google with quotes minus sites and other things. I will show you when I will go into the tool. We also have a unique feature, again, which is called website traffic monitoring. What this does is practically you add a tracking pixel on your site, and we deliver near real-time mentions about who is linking to your site by monitoring your traffic in real time. So you get instant emails when someone links to your site. This is pretty neat. For example, this is one of the emails that I got actually yesterday, and it seems this site LTD Hunt found this deal on the group here, and they mentioned it here, and I just got an email probably in the next couple of minutes when they mentioned this on their site. So you see, this is pretty neat and a pretty neat feature, and no other tool has it. Advanced filters and analytics. We have a very wide range of filters, which allows you to filter by the performance of the mention, by the sentiment, by specific keywords. You can tag, you can do a lot of stuff with these filters, and the analytics. Obviously, you get a lot of charts and a lot of information that you can use to understand better how your brand is doing or how your competitors are doing. And obviously, future updates and integrations are included. Some of the roadmap stuff that I have here and I can share with you now are the thing that we will be adding an influencers module. We are obviously doing continuous data sources integration to keep the widest web and social media coverage as wide as possible. And we are also adding more reports, charts, and graphs, and probably some dashboards there that you can use to see these charts in a more beautiful way. So if you buy 2 lifetime deals, you get the white label reporting and the data export, which is not included in the one deal. So you won't be able to do white labeling and data export. And you can stack up to lifetime deals in one account. This means that you will be able to get a maximum of 150 keywords tracked, 1 million instant mentions, and 1,000 historical mentions. I would like to make a mention here about the number of keywords tracked. On the sentence was telling me that another competitor was offering unlimited keywords tracked, which, in my opinion, is just not feasible to keep up on a long term, neither on a short term, because in order to give people quality data, you have a lot of costs behind it. Saying unlimited to everything doesn't mean that it's actually quality stuff. So BrandMentions is about quality and not about quantity. I want this to make clear from the beginning that we are always, and this is how the product started, it's about quality, not about quantity. So we already have spam filters in place, so we don't give you all the shitty junk mentions that we find on the web. We probably throw around 60% of the stuff we found, or even 80%, depends on the keywords that you're tracking, stuff that you would be annoyed to see every day in your email, in the notifications that you get from us. So take control of your online reputation. It's very important to do monitoring. And now, if it's okay for Sampath, or if there aren't any questions yet, maybe you have some questions at this stage and you want to ask them before I start sharing from the application.
Razvan, we can just go ahead with sharing the demo, and then we can come back.
So, Sampath, what's your opinion? Should we do the sharing inside the application now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I'll do a show off with one of the projects that I have created here for Cognitive SEO. I'll show you how this project that collected mentions since 6th October 2016. So it's over a year of mention data that I have here in this project, and it's quality mentions, most of them. I left some junk here that we will delete later on, so you can see how this functionality works. The most important thing is that this works in essence like an email reader, let's say like Gmail. I think everyone has used and is using Gmail. So here you have all of the mentions. The number here, 240, is the number of unread mentions. So if I want to view only the 240, I will go here in the mention status and I will check this using the filters. I want to see only the unread mentions. And when I am going through the mentions, the system automatically marks them as read. Let's open a mention from here and see how it looks. We also have this neat highlighter, so practically it detects where on the page the keyword that I'm wanting was tracked. So you see it highlighted the cognitive SEO keyword everywhere on the page. You can also disable this if it annoys you, and you can do it in the settings area, in the account settings area here. I will show it a bit later. We have bulk actions, and I will show you how I will mark everything here. So select all, not all 38. I want all mentions here. So I will select all 129, and here are the bulk options that you have: mark as read, mark as unlinked, mark as spam, delete. So I will mark them as read mentions, and we've marked all of those as read. Okay, so we still have some stuff here. Let's select these. Okay, and everything is marked as read. So now we have everything here. We have the two types of mentions: web mentions and social mentions. Web mentions include everything that is coming from the web, blogs, forums, newspapers, sites, e-commerces, all stuff. Social includes everything that is in social, Twitter. These are actually the social networks that we track. So we have Twitter, Facebook, Google+, Reddit, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, and Instagram. And you can also drill down and only look at individual networks. So if I only want to look at the Facebook mentions, I'm looking at the Facebook mentions. If I only want to view the Twitter mentions, I'm looking at the Twitter mentions, and so the web mentions are all of them here. The filters area here, as you see, we can access this in this top right corner. Allows you to do a lot of filtering. Text search. You can say, let's say, I want to view all of the mentions that contain the word SEO tool, and I them covered, and I can go here, and I can open this, and I can look on the mention and see if this is something that is of interest to me. If it's of interest, I can have the bookmark option, and I can mark this as a bookmark. I will later find it here in this area. I can also add a tag, and I can say to outreach, for example. And I will create a new tag to outreach. I will save it, and I have it created here. I can apply the tags in bulk, or I can apply them individually. I can navigate here using the keyboard. So the arrows on the keyboard, it makes it very, very easy to go through lots of mentions, because probably more than some powerful keywords or brands, you will get a lot of mentions, and you can do that with the keyword. You can be very creative with the filters. Let's do another one. I want to view performance. Performance is a metric that practically, let's open a mention here. So this one on search engine land, where cognitive SEO was mentioned actually yesterday, and we have these metrics here, the performance score, and the performance score shows how important the mention is. It's calculated based on the number of total shares and the page's domain influence, and it's 50. This is on a scale from 0 to 100. 50 is a very good score. And the number of the social shares on the social networks that we track is cumulative. And here is the domain influence. So how powerful is search engine land? Again, from a scale from 0 to 100, search engine land has 53. It's a pretty powerful domain. And here's the link that actually mentioned cognitive SEO yesterday. Okay, and I will say here, I want to view mentions that have a performance of over 30. Over 30, I only want to view mentions from the web. I only want to view, let's say, positive mentions and neutral and unknown mentions. And I can create a segment. I will create it now, and I will say important or not important. Powerful. And I get this segment saved here. I will always have it here, and when I will click it, all these filters will be automatically applied, and I will be able to see in real time what new mentions appeared, which match the filters that I applied here. So you can be creative and create the stuff that really actually interests you, and segment, drill down on the mentions that are of high impact to you. And let me give you some other examples. You can create segments on negative mentions, so you can quickly interact with those people. You can create a segment with powerful Twitter users, for example, because you have the ability to say Twitter follower has. Let's do a test actually. Let's go on the all, so we can reset everything. And I will do it like this. Mention type is Twitter. Twitter followers more than let's say, I don't know, 1,000. Let's give it more, 5,000. So we already see how this drill is down. I can also, if it's repeated, if the mention is favorited, so you see it lowers, so practically I'm actually looking at the most powerful users that are mentioning cognitive SEO had mentioned cognitive SEO in the past, and I can create a segment Twitter power. And I can grow through these people, and let's say maybe I don't follow. I can even favorite this if I you see automatically from the tool I can this retweet has been posted, so I already did this. I can follow him. Follow Jan Cleary directly from the tool. So this was an example. There are a multitude of ways that you can use the segments to bring power to your brand and increase the number of leads and sales. Okay. Here's the unlinked mentions that I was telling you about. There is unlinked mentions. So these are unlinked, and if I apply the inverse, so these are links that are actually linked. So all these have a link pointing to cognitive SEO. Let's open this one and see if it actually has a link. Okay, so we see the link here. So you see, this is very simple. It works. You can export all the data from here. You can filter by, you can order by performance score and by publication date. So the here is ordered automatically by publication, but I can order by performance score. So here is when Neil Patel, for example, has mentioned cognitive SEO in one of their articles on the 2nd of December. You see the tone of the voice is positive. It's linked mention. From here, you have also the option to mark it spam or do some stuff like this. Let me show you how this works. Let's say a spammy one mention. So this is practically a mention that was, if we go, it's practically they copied our content from our blog and posted it here. So this is a spam, and I will say mark as spam, and I can have these options. Only this mention, all mentions from this subdomain, all mentions from this domain. So I can do like this, and the mention disappeared, and no other mention from that subdomain will appear. You can also build more stuff. You can go to the project settings and exclude domains completely. So, for example, later on, after those mentions were added, because you saw them there, I added this. I don't want to get any mentions from Blogspot, WordPress, or from this domain further media. Okay, so I added these wildcards here, and as you can see, I'm tracking both the keywords. This is why it's important to track your keywords in your brand and the variations that people mention. Cognitive SEO and cognitive in space SEO. I'll go back now, and I will show you how to clean up mentions that are practically spammy when we have. I didn't spend all of this time on purpose to show you today this how to clean up here, and I will do a search for Blogspot here, and I will say that I want the performance score less than. So I'm sure that I'm cleaning only irrelevant, and I will take all of these mentions, and I will simply delete them. So no mention manages my filter, everything was deleted. So you see how easy it is to clean up and make order. You can also select, I didn't show you here, to see only the mentions in the last month or in the last 3 months when you have the data. By default, you have it last month, and then you have everything else added here. Okay, I think I showed you enough in this area of the mentions, my mentions area here, and we have the reports area. In the reports area, you can create your own report. So let's create a new report. LTD example. And I will create this report. You can select, let's say, for the last 3 months, show data by day, week, month. I want them the data to be selected by the month. You can white label your reports, and you can do this by white label by setup. I already added the company logo here, and you will add your company logo, your company name, and your company website. And here you have various things that are included in the report, and you can customize it the way you want. Let's generate the report for now and see how this looks. Let's give the system a couple of seconds. Okay, so you see, it's applied the file. Okay, so the trend monitoring report for the campaign for the project Cognitive SEO in this time frame for the last 3 months. You see the mention history. You see the mention counts, how it evolved since and how it increased. The list of mentions with the top mentions ordered by performance. The top domains that send mentions: Twitter, Further Media, WordPress, Cognitive SEO, Search Engine Land, Facebook, Zero Hacker. The sentiment of the analysis, the languages, the mentions are written in, most of them are in English, some in Spanish, some in French. The top authors that mention Cognitive SEO, our own Twitter handle, and the other people from Twitter, Facebook, and where we can extract this kind of information. The average performance score. So on this day here, it seems that a lot of quality mentions were sent. So we can drill down and look at this specific date, for example. The source, all the sources of the mentions, a lot of Twitter mentions, web, Facebook, YouTube. The weekdays, it seems that Tuesday and Wednesday are the days when we get the most mentions. So this is very important information because you know when to focus, when to publish content, when to be more proactive about your brand. Okay, so all this stuff can be customized. Then you have here the ability, for example, to exclude sections or to customize sections. And you can say, for example, mentions, because I want the last 100 mentions. The mention count, show percentage change, show not all of the mentions ever calculated. A lot of stuff, show cumulative mentions. You have a lot of whistles here that you can add to your report. And you have the schedule options here, where you can practically, let me change this for the last week, and let's say every week I want to receive an automated email report. And I can be sent myself, I can send from my email, you can customize it here your own, to the email, up to 5 email addresses, separated by comma, to the people that you want to receive this project. And you can customize exactly how this email with the report will look like and send it automatically. And you have this stuff here this clock here that shows that the report is scheduled. Else, it's a simple report that you just created and you download. Let's go to the project settings now, and this is where you practically define all the stuff. So in the keywords that define your brand, I will get again here, add all the stuff that defines your brand or your competitors. You can either add multiple competitors. In the accounts that you have with the lifetime deal, you have the ability to add 5 keywords per project, and you have 3 projects. In general, you don't have the requirements of adding more. A brand is not identified by more than 5 keywords. There are very rare cases. If this is the case, simply contact us and we will solve this for you. You can add multiple competitors here in one project, for example. Then, if you have, for example, a brand name like which is generic, a brand name which is generic, like Orange, the phone company. If you simply track Orange, you'll get a lot of irrelevant mentions. But what we did with the Boolean search, but simplified here, but we said we called it fine-tuned keywords so everyone can understand it. You can practically say to the system, exclude the mentions that contain negative keywords. And you can add here, I don't know, keywords that are about trees. So I'm not tracking the or flowers, for example. I'm only tracking the mobile industry. So I'm tracking mobile if it's about Orange, or if it's iPhone, things that are relevant to the to these keywords that identify with my brand and that I usually find in all of the mentions that talk about my brand. And this is a very powerful feature if used correctly and allows you to track practically any generic brand or any generic topic that you may find. Here you can also select the countries, and we have a large list of countries here and languages that we support. You can add multiple websites here. So if you have Controversial, let's say I also have controversial.pl, controversial.en, and so on. You can add all these sites. And if the feature that I was telling you, which sends you this kind of mentions, is this one, get real-time email notifications when new sites link to your website. First of all, you connect your Google Analytics account, and we need that in order to avoid sending inaccurate notifications. Again, we are about quality, not quantity. We want you to receive the mentions that are relevant to you. We don't want to send you noise. And that's why we do all of this stuff, all this hassle, in order to filter all the irrelevant stuff. If we wouldn't have done this, the Google Analytics connection, we wouldn't have been able to identify an old link from a new link. Because what we do when we connect your Google Analytics account, we extract the old links from your analytics, and we practically identify them as old, and you will not never receive a mention with that link from that moment forward. Then you need to add the pixel on your site, and here just simply use it. You can add it to Google Tag Manager or directly in your site. You have all these varieties of options here. You load the site, and then you click the validate code, and you will get this installed and validated. The social accounts, you can connect them here, multiple Facebook pages, Twitter profiles, Twitter, Facebook, Google accounts. The email alert frequency, you can set up to daily, or weekly, or monthly, or never. You can send the notifications to multiple email addresses, and you can even say to the hour that you want to receive the notification. notification on. I like to receive my notifications in the morning before I do anything else, because I know who mentioned me in the last 24 hours, and I just simply say thank you, add someone on LinkedIn, start a conversation. All these generate new relationships, and they can get you a lot of leads and sales in the end, and partnerships. Here you have tags and the filter segments that I showed you in the My Mentions area. You can delete them, put specific colors to them where is the case, and from here you can delete the project. When you delete the project, you delete all the data from the system. So this is not undoable. Be careful when you do that. Now I will show you the quick research tool, which is the instant mentions for any brand or any topic. And let's do it. I want to do in the last 24 hours, let's say, I don't know, for search engine lamp. And here it allows you to use Boolean search as you know them. So what this means is that practically you can do searches for specific keywords, and we will do some searches next with Boolean operators. And as you see here, you get a quick view of everything that is gathered, and in real time, you see that we are extraction mentions from across the web and all of the data sets that we use. Okay. And also highlight everything. Okay. Usually a search takes 1 or 2 minutes top, and we aggregate all the data from everywhere and we serve it to you. Let's go back now here and here are some operator examples on how to use, and let's say website design, and I want to see it only from freelancer.com. Let's see if we find anything. Okay, so you see it extracted everything from freelancer.com, which includes the website design keyword. And you can go even deeper and add negative keywords and all this stuff in this step. So in this area. So this is powered with the instant mention search. And the instant mentions quota will be decreased. This is resetted every month, so you will get the, let's go here. This is reset monthly. This is the number of mentions that you have in the account in the project. So this is not this does not reset automatically. This resets automatically. And here, if you reach that, you can, when you buy multiple coupons, you can double it, triple it, up to 10 times the number. If you reach it, you can delete some mentions. But for this cost, I would say that you go get some stuff on the pricing that we have on the site now. And let's see. Okay. This is included in the $70 per month project. So this lifetime deal it's a really good deal, and it's only going to stay up for a couple of days probably. It depends on the number of coupons that we sell. Okay, let me get back to actually, let me show you some use cases here. So competitor sparring, brand monitoring, reputation management, media monitoring, and business intelligence. Business intelligence is the thing where you use this tool for identifying things about your competitors in general and about your industry that gives you an edge, and you can act based on that. I think I shared enough so that you can get a good understanding about this. What the next thing that I will do, and the last thing, is we will create a project together, and you'll see how this project creation works. Here are the keywords that you enter, and all of the keywords that you, let's do it for search engine. And this is practically for the phrase search engine lane. So it's an exact match that we will do, and we can also have this keyword. Okay, and I will hit continue. Besides, it automatically populated them. Country and language. I will start the project just to show you how this works. And now practically we are extracting information from our database and preparing it for serving in the project. Okay, getting from the social media, getting the sentiment, tagging the link mentions, and preparing the first set of mentions. Because once we prepare the first set of mentions, then we add continuously until we finish the last 30 days of data to be included in your account. And again, this lasts a couple of minutes only. So in a couple of minutes, you will get all of the data. But you can already start to consume the data. You can already inspire. You can already view the people that mention search engine land in this situation. Okay, so I would say it's pretty straightforward, and it's pretty easy to use and grasp all the concepts and all the tools. And now I'm waiting for your questions, and I think I'll be stopping the screen sharing. Yes, Reddit is on it's on the social mentions list. Okay. Okay, so Sam, are you there?
Okay.
I'm not sure if this is working. I'm hitting the stop screen sharing. It doesn't stop. Okay, so let's do a Q&A now, and let's see the questions that you have.
Okay, we had a lot of questions. Let's go one after the other. So Jeremy has a question that is
I think
Reddit.
something is blocked here. Okay, Sam, are you online?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but I cannot see you.
Can you see me now?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So we have like a good number of questions coming in. So let's go from bottom to top for a change. So Jeremy has a question. Is Reddit going to be a part of the social mentions? Like we have multiple social networks, but are you going to include Reddit?
Reddit is included already. So Reddit is already there in the social. You can also filter it from the mention type area.
Perfect. And we all have the same question. So where do we see tutorial videos or knowledge-based articles of how to use brand mentions? We are unable to find any kind of help or support guides.
Yeah, we didn't create yet any videos. We will add probably in the next month or so videos online. That's why we actually did this webinar, since we just launched it in December commercially. we were fine-tuning the product, and we wanted to have it solid before we start creating videos, and then we will have a different interface or stuff like this. But on support, you will get all of the information that you want.
Perfect, perfect. So this is something interesting question from Josh, I think. So he asked, is it possible for me to select multiple countries at the same time?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, I think it went off for a second.
I think the video is off. That's okay.
Okay, you can select. At the moment, you cannot select multiple countries. You can select worldwide or individual countries per project.
Right. Is it possible, or are you going to add an option to select multiple countries, or like
We
select
will
multiple
have it
languages?
on the feedback list, and we will investigate it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, guys. So all you have to do is just go hit the chat support, post your request, and the team will take care of it yourself. So whatever questions you have in terms of like feature requests, please post it to the chat support. It is easier for the BrandMentions team to handle all of that at one point.
Yeah.
Okay. So Iltaf has a question. How do we get a tie-up with cognitive SEO? So is there a way that someone can use BrandMentions and cognitive SEO together? Is that doable?
It's not included in a lifetime deal, cognitive SEO.
No, it's not about the lifetime deal, but in general.
You can use it. Yeah, it's a complementary product. The cognitive SEO works great together with BrandMentions. When we created BrandMentions, we had the option to include it as a feature in cognitive SEO, but we decided to let it individually as a product because cognitive SEO is mostly for SEO professionals, and BrandMentions can be used by a much wider range of people: freelancers, PR people, small business owners, even enterprises, all kinds of anyone who has a business online can easily understand all the data there in BrandMentions. Cognitive SEO is to do hardcore analysis on your sites, do rank tracking, link analysis, on-page audits, improve. We also have a very cool tool that we launched last year. It's the Content Assistant and Keyword Tool, which allows you to improve the content on your page and rank higher in Google by doing that. So they work great together.
Got you. Okay, that is nice. And let me see what are the questions I have. Yeah. So when you say that you can send like automated reports to your clients, is it possible to add a BCC to it? Currently, we can send only 2 up to 5 email addresses. Is it possible to add a CC to it? Can you add that feature?
BCC?
Yeah, BCC or CC.
CC, you can add it. You can add it as CC because you can send multiple email addresses. It's not listed in the CC, it's listed in the 2, but you can add there up to 5 email addresses. The BCC is not yet possible. I will note this down on the feature list, and if we get enough requests, sure, everything is doable.
Definitely. Okay, so there you have your answer, Josh. Okay, Simon has an interesting question. Is it possible to use multiple white labels for those of us with more than one brand? Some clients need one brand, and so Simon, what you can do is you have to remove one brand and add a new brand. That is the only way to generate multiple white labels.
Or create multiple accounts. You can buy multiple coupons at least.
That is the other thing. Yeah. So if you want it, so if you want like multiple, everything is like automated, then you have to buy like multiple accounts.
Yeah.
One for each company.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can BrandMentions pick up on individuals following companies on LinkedIn? Is that doable?
LinkedIn is included as a social network, so we get data from LinkedIn also, if this was the question. Yeah.
Jamie, I hope you got your answer. If not, please let us know. Danny, okay. Razvan, do you have plans to create a mobile app?
Yes, this is on the roadmap. It depends again on the requests for that we get for this, and the usage that we get for the application.
Okay, got you. So, guys, how many of you want a mobile app? Just hit their chat support, mention your use case, and then we'll all collectively ask Razvan to build a mobile app for us. Let's hit them up with like a lot of use cases. I want a mobile app because I love BrandMentions. I want a mobile app because I love Razvan. Let's keep on posting more questions in the intercom. And I'm sure Razvan will build one for us. Okay, so is there anything else we missed? I'm just scrolling through.
During what I had during the 2 years that this was an MVP, so a minimum viable product, and while it was free, we had over 10,000 people that used this product to monitor brands. It was from small freelancers to even big enterprises. We got so much feedback in these 2 years that we used to build the commercial product that we have today, and to include all this stuff. Yeah, we have very popular, very big clients. We have some very big clients also.
Wow, interesting. So, quick question. I mean, this has been asked repeatedly in the group, and via private messages, and even a couple of people have asked here. Can you give us like 3 or 5 distinct features that BrandMentions has, which put BrandMentions on top of value? I mean, you have mentioned that BrandMentions picks up a lot of quality signals than all the other competitors do. I'm not being specific to value, but compared to a lot of competitive tools.
Yeah, no other tool has these 2 features: website traffic monitoring for sending links like real-time notifications when sites link to you. So this is one. Then you have the quick research tool, so the mentions research tool that gives you instantly all the stuff that you want for the searches that you do. And it has the quality signals built into the data platform. And the biggest differentiator is the quality of the data. This is what we are very proud of: the quality of the data and the size of the database that we have. These are the 3 big differentiators that I would put on top of my head now.
There we have our answer. Thank you so much, Razvan. The PDF looks lovely. Are there links clickable in it? Yes, of course, the link should be clickable in the PDF, Josh. Okay, Kim, that's a wrong question. So for first-time user, the best thing to set up is following mentions for my brand and competitors. How can I set that again? Okay. We will. I'll share the replay with you, Kim, so that you can just quickly watch how exactly you can do your first setup. But it's pretty straightforward, to be honest. So Razvan, here's a quick suggestion before you put up the tutorial. Is it possible to add some kind of like a tour guide inside the app so that when someone logs in, they will be shown where exactly they should be starting with and what are the other features available inside?
Yeah, a tour guide is on the roadmap to be added, actually.
Okay, perfect, great. Okay, just as an example, if Razvan can walk us through a case, it will be helpful. Prashant, we had a similar walkthrough a while ago where we had a walkthrough of how to set it up for cognitive SEO. Are you talking about that, or is it like something different? Please help me out there. Okay, so Jeremy, LinkedIn is there already. My question was, can BrandMentions pick up individuals who are following specific companies? Okay, that is a different question, Razvan. For example, someone wants to look me up, or someone wants to look Sampath or Mark or Jeremy up on LinkedIn and wants to see who are all the companies I'm following, what are the companies I'm following. Can BrandMentions pick those signals up? Is that doable?
The companies that you are following on LinkedIn, we extract the mentions, not the details about the people. We do have this top influencers module in place. and maybe then when we will implement it, we will see if this is possible. But now it's a mention tool, so it extracts the mentions about the specific word and some details about the people that posted that mention.
Got you.
But we don't extract companies that a particular person is following.
Got you. Great. Jeremy, so we don't have it right now, but might be not. I mean, the brand mentions is more about the mentions and not about the following. So it's a no right now. Josh, I would love to see if you have considered any other tool integration that could extend the management aspect of reputation management. Okay, that is interesting. What do you think about that, Razvan? Like, is there like any integrations coming up that will help us to handle reputation management more effectively for brand mentions? Is that doable? Like, what kind of integrations? Currently, we all know that there is Zapier and that could come in handy. Is there any other direct integration that's available right now?
So integrations, we have an integration with Zapier that we did. So you can use that integration to, I don't know, notify you via XML feed or email or inside an app or stuff like this. Integrations with press release posts. I don't understand exactly how this would work because we already extract all this information, and we give you the press releases and this stuff. You can tag them, and based on the tags, you can put them in a report or something like this.
Okay. So speaking of the integrations, we have something interesting coming up. We'll probably discuss it during the next webinar next Thursday. So the product is going to be very similar to what Get Review is. So Razvan, Get Review is like more like a curated newsletter that we can send it to all our clients. So we have a similar product coming up. So having an integration between that product, we have not finalized on how exactly we are going to design the product, but I can put you in touch with the founder. Please have a word and see.
Yeah, for sure. I'm always open to collaboration. So just put me in touch to see what.
Okay, that's fantastic. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Okay, use the best time to post. Okay, will there be an LTD for cognitive SEO? I'm afraid not. Cognitive SEO is like way beyond. I mean, there is like thousands of users. They're monthly paying users, so there is no way we can have an LTD on cognitive SEO. But maybe like some kind of discount, like some specific discount that's reasonable for the company. Then yes, that's something we can discuss through, but no chance for an LTD. Sorry about that. Okay, I see the tool already gives the best time to post and sites to send press releases. So perhaps that answers my question. That sort of answers your question, Josh. Yeah. Yeah. So that's an interesting request from Ramal. Is it possible to have an integration with Glassdoor?
It's an interesting feedback.
Thanks for bringing that, Ramal. And yeah, thanks for the link, Ram. User guiding could be very helpful here. Yeah. There are like tons of other apps, but user guiding could be one. Yeah. Can you introduce a brand competitor comparison chart based on mentions to see which competitor is performing better? Lenny, we can basically do that. Like, to be honest, I have set up for the same keyword. I have set up like across multiple channels. So here is something I wanted to mention during this webinar. So I have used multiple tools before zeroing in on continuing to use brand mentions. I mean, the signals that whether using a Boolean operator or without a Boolean operator, I have always been looking for, like, even if I'm getting like 100 quality signals per month over 1,500 quantity signals, which I won't be able to keep track on. If I'm just going to use only 5 specific keywords to pick up signals, then having like a 500 random keywords that will keep on going to send me emails, and I'll be spending the entire day or even entire month only following those mentions and will not get any job done. So brand mentions help me to segment that, send me only quality signals. That has helped me to know where exactly my company, my brand, and whatever keywords I'm looking for are getting mentioned. So It's like Razvan repeatedly mentioned, it's quality over quantity game. Okay. I absolutely love the concept of quality over quantity. Yeah, thanks, Josh. So we all believe in that. I mean, what's the point in running after like 500 plus mentions, whereas you can all you have to do is like just follow up with 20 quality mentions, like the Pareto's principle 80-20 applies here. Yeah, sure, for sure, Jeremy. Just in case if you missed any question, do you have any plans to pick up on visual brand mentions, that is by logo? Do you have any plans?
There is this plan on the roadmap, but not in the next 3 months, let's say, to identify mentions that are, for example, you upload your own logo, and we track all the mentions of that logo in other pictures on the internet. So we do have this plan of logo tracking and image tracking.
Perfect. Yeah, thanks for that. And Andrew, it's 15 keywords across 3 projects. So yeah, so it is limited to 5 keywords per project. Is that right, Razvan? So it's limited to 5 keywords per project. So like I said, the BrandMentions team have repeatedly analyzed the historical data and before finalizing on setting up to like 5 keywords per project, so that it is easier for you to track. You can be more specific about what are the keywords you want to track, etc. So yeah, your answer regarding logo means you can also do the company following. Yes, that's right. Is there a discount for upgrading, Razvan? What kind of discounts are we providing when someone wants to upgrade?
Yes, there will be some discounts for upgrading. So if you want to upgrade to a different one of the packages that we have on the site, particularly to the growing business and company plan, hit us up on support, and we'll provide you with a custom discount.
Perfect. So Josh, yes, there is a discount. You just need to hit the chat support. And Ram, just curious, okay, is it daily alert or real-time alert? What kind of alert it is?
It's both. It's also a daily alert on the plan that you have on the company plan. You get instant alerts, so practically near real-time instant alerts. So when someone mentions you, you get a mention. You get mentions delivered to you in like near 30 minutes or so. With the LTD plan, you have both real-time and instant, both real-time and daily alerts. The real-time alerts are triggered by the website tracking pixel. So add that, and you get instant notifications when someone links to your site. And the other mentions you will get on a daily basis on the hour that you set up in the account.
Yeah, so I can very much vouch for that, given that I have received like multiple alerts in a single day from BrandMentions over any other product. I have set it up across like a couple of the competitors as well, and I have seen BrandMentions has been consistently sending me multiple alerts on the same day, and then I get a daily alerts as well. So will the logo search that's on the roadmap be available? So
if it's going to be available in the growing business plan, it will be. We don't know this yet.
Got you. So can you distinguish between a hashtag keyword and a regular mention? How to set that up? That's an interesting question.
So if you can exclude practically all of the keywords which are hashtags. So if you in the fine-tune area exclude the hashtag keyword, so practically the keyword that you're monitoring, you have the hashtag in front of it. You will exclude practically all of those and receive only the others. So no hashtag. That's the way you can automatically see only the regular mentions.
Okay, so Anton, I hope you got your answer. Just checking, just in case if you missed any questions, because based on what I have seen through, we have not missed any question. But if you notice that we have missed any question, feel free to ask once again. Happy to answer. Okay, does brand mention pick mentions from Google reviews, Yelp reviews, and other review sites as well? It does. Yes, it does. Yeah. So Ram, basically, if your agency wants to provide a reputation management, you can just get brand mentions and start offering that service. Do you store any data for the mentions that you use across multiple accounts? For example, 2 people research hyperlocal, will they get the same results? It's an interesting question from Don.
They should get the same. They should get the same results if they search at the exact same time, because the search is the databases are updated in real time. So if there is something that just appeared, they might get a different result.
Okay, so that we have answered it. Is there anything else we missed, guys? Anyone? GDPR compliance, yes. Thanks for bringing that, Josh.
Yeah, it's going to be GDPR compliant by the 25th of May. We will push all of the requirements to that. Yes.
Okay, so it's going to be GDPR compliant pretty soon, Josh. Is there any past results? Don, I'm not sure if that's like follow-up question to a previous question, or is it like a separate question?
So I think there is a question here if there are any past results. Again, because I got this question on support also several times. We have a database for the past 30 days. So when you search something or create a project, we return the past 30 days of data. That's what we give you from the past. Then everything will be from that day forward. It searches also past the 2 week, but it depends on how much data it can find from Twitter. It really depends on the search there. Okay, so I think
we have got all it covered. Yeah, we'll be sharing this replay in the group as well. So just in case if you have more questions after this video, then we will discuss that in the group as well. Can you create a targeted audience from your?
You can extract. Yeah, you can extract all the Twitter handles there, and you can export all the Facebook accounts that we extracted, so you can use that data how you want.
Share a sample mention report on your website. Yeah, are you talking about like white label mention kind of thing, Ram?
A PDF report.
Yeah. Okay, we can share one. I mean, I can share one in the group.
We can add it, but you can simply create one in your account or in a trial account.
Right, but if you'd like to see a sample, I'm happy to create a report like quickly and share it in the group, if that will help. Okay, sure. And Don, what happens to the older data beyond the 30 days you mentioned?
We keep on the database of up to 30 days, so we delete everything from the previous search, because when you start the project, we will keep history, years of history for that particular project if you create that. But if you search for any specific term, we will only return the past 30 days of data.
Reports per project or can be mentioned per. Well, report you can basically customize. You can filter it, and whatever you just want to mention in your report, you can customize all of that, Romal. That's not an issue. So the reports are completely 100% customizable. Yeah, sure. Okay, that's some real well.
I saw Don is asking why delete, because you imagine keeping the whole web on forever. It's pretty expensive.
True.
Yeah. But you pay a lot to get access to that. So it's I agree, it's very valuable data, but it's very costly to maintain snapshots of each day from all of the data that we crawl.
Yeah, like you said, like Josh mentioned, just export the historical data and as CSV and keep it clean. But if you would like to have like some kind of custom management to be done, then you can always contact Razvan via chat support, and we can see if something can be worked out by you. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. We're not sure if there are more questions going to come in, but if there are going to be more questions, feel free to shoot in the group where the replay link will be shared. So once again, thank you so much, everyone who has been here, and thank you so much, Razvan.
I'm looking to have all of you in the global customers.
Yeah. So can we keep the data we want for a longer time?
You can keep the data for up to a year for the projects that you have set up. So that is kept automatically, as I said. But if you come today and search for a random keyword that you just thought of, you will get the last 30 days. I hope it's clear now. And you can export the data and keep it for yourself.
Everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Okay.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See you in the next webinar.